In a world like none other, there comes one man in search of plastic, in search of cons. He is known as Plasticon. Join him as he brings toys from another dimension to a household near you. Hey guys, Plasticon here. Just want to give you guys a little bit of heads up on the what's been going on with my channel and why things have been kind of a little bit slow as of lately. As of right now, I have relocated to a different state. You guys probably saw my unboxing. It's been a very, very long journey, and being a filmmaker, that's kind of the thing that has to happen. But to be honest, this is the things that are going on right now. I have a few reviews that are actually in the works. I've got some customization stuff going on. On top of, I'm going to end up trying to film a little bit of stuff behind the scenes as I'm doing certain things that I am doing with the whole, what I have dubbed as the G2 project. A lot of you guys know what I'm talking about that have been following me for a long time, but some of you guys have no idea what this G2 project is. The Generation 2 project is basically to bring to life the things that we did not get for Generation 2. It is also to help out with the simple fact that the fiction that was lost in between Generation 1 and Beast Wars. Some of you guys had maybe an issue or two of the old Generation 2 comics and read them. And some of them have no idea where that comic lied in the middle of this big crazy mess that was going on, because G2 is very extreme, because it was 90s, and that's what 90s is, right? Extreme. Come on, it's extreme. How else do you define the 90s? But to be honest, I just want to let you guys know what's going on. Obviously, you can tell I've got a very large G2 collection. This is just part of what's going on. Got the rest, actually this is an entire shelf, all the way down. Nothing but Generation 2. Official and my own customs. Mainly because the customs fill the hole that's missing. But to be honest, I have been doing a lot of research on a lot of stuff that I have been doing as of lately. Any of you guys that have been following me on my Generation 2 fan page, if you haven't, there's going to be a link down below. Please go to it. You guys will see a lot of my customs a little more in-depth and closer to what the stuff actually is. Pardon me. Anyway, on to these. These. Yes, I'm talking these. These are 2 books. They have put 12 issues of the comics in these. Now, I do know for a fact, you UK guys out there, yes, European, there were only 5 issues released for you guys, and only 2 of them did not make it in this. You guys are going to have a little bit of love too pretty soon as well. There is a lot going on. I kind of don't want to tell you exactly what's going to be going on. For those who do know, please kind of keep it on DL, because to be honest, this is a big project I have been working on for a long time. I've got a lot of people involved with it, and there's a lot of cool stuff that's going to come out of this project once it actually starts turning into what it's going to turn into. Have you guys seen the 2 commercials I put out just recently? I mean, that's kind of a tip of what's coming up. There's a lot going on, and I've got a lot that people really want to see. And for the record, the 2 seekers that I put out there that a lot of people have seen pictures of, but I have yet to do the reviews or the commercials for. I do know, yes, Dirge does have thrusts, wings on those. The reason being, the undersized. I don't really have a way of getting around that right now. But if anybody has an extra set of dirge wings, I'll take them off your hands, because I need some dirge wings. If I did have some, I could probably modify them to make them work. But that's primarily the only crutch I have going on right now doing this large project. If you guys saw the small little bitty snippet video I put up on Facebook, actually I put up 2 of them. I did one as a test shot of a rolling background, and then I did another one that's got Optimus Prime, kind of looks like he's driving in front of the background. And to be honest, I'm kind of happy with the way a little bit of it turned out. Still working out the kinks dealing with it, but to be honest, a lot of the stuff comes in the editing, so it kind of fixes that issue. But it is a rolling background that is actually really cool. It does match the background I have currently. That a lot of you guys have been seeing in a lot of my videos, and most people really enjoy that background. The background works very well for a lot of stuff. But I do have a moving version of it now, so it's kind of cool. I am in the process of building different backgrounds for it, and you'll probably end up seeing some of that as well. As time progresses with this entire project, though, you guys are going to start seeing a lot of different stuff. I'm going to be popping in some behind the scenes kind of things for you guys, so that way you guys can see what else is going on other than just, oh look, it's another commercial done by Plasticon and it's cool, but how does he do it? That's a big thing a lot of people want to always ask me, because I have had people ask me. One big question is, how do you get the pins out of your customs without breaking the toys? It's very difficult to do, I'm going to tell you right now. A lot of it's patience, and sometimes it's just jab the thing in there and knock it out. If it breaks, breaks. At any rate, one of the things that I tend to use, and this right here is modified. Go out and buy you like a set of what I call precision screwdrivers. This one here was a star head at one time, and we put it on a grinder and grind it down. Now if you don't have a grinder, if you got a Dremel will do the same thing. But I grind it down so that way it would be big enough to push a pin out. And 90% of your transformers are the same size pin. Sometimes the pin might be a little smaller in diameter or a little larger. And this is a big question that a lot of people ask me, how do I do it? This is what I use. And normally what I'll do, I'll take this old Micromaster I got here because he's missing an arm. Its wings here on a pin, right? There's a pin right there. So don't believe me, there's a pin. See the pin? Pin's right there. Normally what I'll do, I'll push these legs out of the way and everything. I will normally just kind of jab this thing in here. And, you kind of have to look at the pin too. Which end might be sticking out more than the other. It's not like sticking all the way through, but it does work. And sometimes it takes some force. But yeah, I mean, it'll push the pin out. Very difficult to do. I mean, I'm just trying to do this on an old Micromaster because it's the only thing I have handy at the moment. Because most of mine I've already done the stuff that even requires pin pushage. But, I mean, you get the idea. You just take the pin thing and you're just going to shove it in here and hit it really, really hard, and it'll pop out. Now, sometimes if you can't get the pin to start, like I'm having issues with this, I will normally put this down. You get like a small tack hammer, like a small headed hammer, not a big gigantic freaking sledgehammer. You don't need anything that big. Even a carpenter's hammer is a little too big. A smaller hammer. You get one of those. You set this on something kind of cushioned, I mean, don't do it in the palm of your hand. You drive the screwdriver or this thing through your flipping hand. What I'll do is I'll put it on maybe like a towel or foam, something that's going to absorb a little bit of the impact so that way it doesn't screw up the molding and scratch it up and beat it up. But normally what I'll do is I'll set it on there and I'll take that and I'll tap it. Sometimes you need to whack it maybe once or twice pretty hard, but once you do and that little bitty pin comes out, instead of needle nose pliers or wire snips, stick them on there. And if you got wire snips, you need to be really careful because you can accidentally cut the pin in half. It's okay if you abrase it a little bit because normally when you take one of the pins out, they're already abrased on one end. I kind of suggest what you do is you just tap it till that comes out. Normally use needle nose pliers or maybe a pair of just like normal pliers. Those kind of work better. But to be honest, when it comes to getting these pins out, it does take some oomph, it takes some patience, and it takes some time. If you are into customizing and you're breaking the entire robot down to do this, which is one of the biggest things I highly suggest for anybody out there that wants to do customs, please, for the love of God, if you can take the robot apart, do it. Try to memorize the engineering to put it back together. I know not everybody's really good at that, but I hate to bring it to you. The best way of doing any custom, I mean, you guys have seen my custom magnets. I mean, my custom ultra magnets I got here. I didn't leave this together. I took this entire thing apart to paint it. When I painted these shins, you can tell half of it's red, half of it's gray. And these things were completely gray before. I took it apart to paint it, then reassembled it. Mainly because when you do that, you're going to have a more accurate and cohesive build. It's going to look a lot better, and it's going to work a lot better. Now, I know some of you guys do complain about some of my customs because, okay, I use brush. Or, you know, I tend to hand paint a lot because I really tried to keep my hand painting skills up. I could rattle can everything. And the details are never going to be rattle canned. I know guys out there that are phenomenal at using airbrush. Keep the airbrush up. Airbrush is awesome if you have the technique down, but I don't have that technique down. So, the two things I have really invested in was extremely fine haired brushes. They're really, really, really small tips. And toothpicks. I use toothpicks for applying decals, but I also use them for painting. Because you can control how much paint goes in the end of a toothpick very easily. And that's normally how you guys see me do like the heads and stuff like that when I do any of the customization where I actually have to go in and paint the head in, like when I did the fencer over here. It's one of the things I did. I do know some people have seen my review of the fencer and have seen some of the paints came off and everything. That literally was my very first Transformer custom I ever did. That one has been together close to 5 years now. For the paint to be in that good condition, being the first one I ever did, I would have to say that's holding up pretty good. Now eventually, because that is a knockoff I will end up buying an original Defensor to paint up a lot better because I have done an original Defensor for a friend of mine. And it did hold together very well, and he was very pleased when he got it because it looked beautiful. That's one of the things that are going to be in the works way along in the future. But this has just been a little bit of an insight on some of the stuff I've been doing. A little bit of hints and techniques for some of you guys out there that have been wondering. And it's also to give a big shout out to my entire community for supporting me, and thank you for doing such things. And also, you guys keep up the awesome stuff that you guys have been doing. Keep collecting robots. I don't care what anybody says. You can never stop collecting Transformers. I mean, I don't know anybody that owns all of Diaclone, all of G1, and all of G2, and everything up till now. If you do, congratulations. But they're still coming out with more, so you're never going to stop. Sorry. But that's primarily all the big stuff I got going on. Film work, stuff like that. You know me. I'm always doing films. I'm always doing stuff. Whether it's photography or if it's doing commercials or reviews or vlogs. Maybe some short films. So keep that in mind. Because, yeah, I am a filmmaker. Anyhow, this has been Plasticon. This has been yet another vlog. Vlog. Anyhow, this is me signing off. Peace out, you guys. See you later.